Last Thursday, a horrific crash in the LA area left a pregnant woman, her infant son, her boyfriend, and 2 other women died in this just awful crash that you can see here. So the driver, her name was Nicole Lorraine Linton. She crashed into several other vehicles. She has survived, but 6 other people dead. She ran a red light, as you can see, while going what looks like 90 miles per hour. That was according to some reports. You can see, the other cars, how fast they're moving versus what she does there. 8 other people injured in the incident. Linton suffered only minor injuries. She was a traveling ICU nurse who has since been charged with 6 counts of murder, 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence, and is being held on a $9 million bail. Linton faces a 90-year prison sentence if convicted.
Sadly, it's not Linton's first tragic crash. The LA Times reports that Linton, a traveling nurse, again from Houston, had been involved in 13 other car wrecks, including a 2020 crash that left 2 cars totaled. While authorities investigate whether drugs or alcohol were involved, Linton's lawyer said that she has a history of profound mental health issues.
So obviously we need to know what's going on. I mean, that looked like, my guess would have been that she was intoxicated, but maybe something else.
I mean, we don't even need that. The fact of the matter is, for whatever reason, she has persistently demonstrated herself to be a reckless driver. And I don't know how you feel about this from a kind of libertarian regulatory perspective, but it seems to me to be a real no-brainer. If someone has that extreme number of violations and has obviously presented themselves as such a risk to the public, to no longer be permitted to drive.
Oh, that doesn't violate libertarianism whatsoever. If you've been in 13 other car crashes, you should not. I mean, people get their licenses suspended for minor things all the time. This is not minor at all. This one.
And neither
what
was her previous accidents. Neither were they minor.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of questions about what was the legal regime in those cases. Was she charged with anything? Is this an example of lenient prosecution? Is this an example of, I mean, I don't know. It's so unfathomable that this would happen so many other times, including recently, and not have her license like permanently revoked.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she could have been driving without a license. I guess we could find that out.
I guess she could have been like, I have seen and known people who have avoided efforts to keep them from driving. I have witnessed in my life people who's used their girlfriends to get around the breathalyzers that were court mandated in their car, to start, when you have to blow to start your car because you've been in these kinds of things so much. I have witnessed people do workarounds, and people are going to do what they're going to do. But I do wish we lived in a world where people had access to better public transportation, so that taking away their right to drive didn't affect their ability to earn an income. Sure. I wish we lived in a world that had better mental health support. So if that truly was at the root of what is going on with this woman, that could have been addressed. I wish there were a lot of things that have been different, but sometimes you can't get past human behavior and risk-taking and just bad acts. So certainly I don't expect for her to escape without some significant consequences.
I mean, they should throw the book at her. This isn't you feel, I think there's a natural impulse to feel bad for people who are at fault in car wreck, if it's at fault, but it's an accident or something, and there's significking loss of life. How do you live with yourself for that?
Like the Brandy's
this is not
crash.
Is not an act. I mean, and she should have known that she shouldn't drive at all, whatever her mental health problem or whatever it is. Yeah. And it's just I saw that footage the other day, and it's just I think it's a gas station actually there that might be responsible for some of the flip. But if you hit at that. And the baby went like flying out of the windshield, and the eyewitnesses say they found the bed, they knew it was dead immediately.
That's horrible.
It's just a really, really awful thing to happen, obviously. But yeah, so want to learn more about it and make sure she should face the full extent of the law for that. Tomorrow on Rising, writer James Kirchick will be here to discuss how Hungary's prime minister became the most formidable figure in American conservatism.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts, and you can also catch us on the Plex TV app.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.